Tinashe sis, come here, girl. Come a little closer. We got to talk.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
I am so damn gay. This shirt is bright as hell. Anyway, make sure that y'all are going over to fortheculturepodcast.com. Y'all already know that we're keeping this shit up to date. Twice a month, we're giving you guys a new episode. Last Tuesday, our podcast came out entitled Doing It for the Culture. Y'all listen to it. Tell us what you think. Next Tuesday, we're going to have a sickening ass Love at First Night podcast for you guys. So I hope that you're ready for that. fortheculturepodcast.com. Make sure you're also going to patreon.com/AdrianExpression, where shit is lit and you hoes will continue to be shook at exclusive shit and first access to videos. So head on over there. Also, look at this, girl. Look at this. Make sure that you get your phones out. Put it in your calendar, bitch. I don't know what you have to do, but let me tell you something. On July the 1st, Dustin, Jay, and I, we're going to be moderating a panel with Richard, Ronnie, D'Angelo, and Jamie. Girl, I'm so excited. It is called Tops to Bottoms, and we're going to have, you know, some detailed, explicit, much needed ass talks about sex, sexuality, and sexual health. It will be in Atlanta. The place is called the Hangout ATL. The address is 448 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard. Make sure that you get your ass out there, bitch. We're going to be kikiing, we're going to be talking, we're going to be informing and educating ourselves. This is the type of shit that I love doing, that I need to keep doing. We're giving back to the community, sweetheart, and we're having fun doing it, girl. So I hope that I will be able to see each and every one of you out there. Get y'all asses information. All that stuff's on my Twitter and Instagram, everywhere. Let's talk about what Tinashe said. Now, I do want to address certain things that she talked about. I'm happy that she was able to speak up and speak out about her experiences or whatnot, but there's certain things that we really do have to keep in mind when it comes to Tinashe and when it comes to this interview that she gave. So if you guys are not aware, Twitter has been a frenzy this morning talking about what Tinashe said in this Guardian interview. Now, the interview was kind of looking at her life as a whole, looking at her career as a whole, but what certain people picked out in the beginning especially was the fact that she addressed her mixed race background, and they thought that she was saying that the reason she was not succeeding in the music industry was because of her mixed race background and because the black community does not accept her. I think though what she was really saying was that in her life, I don't think she was specifically saying her musical career. I think she was just saying that in her life she did not feel accepted by the black community, and I think that's something valid, though her feelings are valid, and I think that that makes sense for her to feel like that, because mixed race people have often spoke up and said like, girl, I feel like I have not fit in, you know, no matter which side I go to. I'm just not seen as black enough or white enough or whatever you're mixed with. But the thing that kind of got on my nerves was she prefaced that by saying that there's a lot of colorism in the black community. Colorism works in the same way that racism and homophobia works. There's structure and there's power that comes with it. So when you're saying that you suffered because of colorism, that doesn't make any sense, because you're a lighter skinned person. So in these structures of power, when it comes to skin tone, you automatically have more of it. In this society, if you have lighter skin, you have more life chances. It is what it is. You know, a white person can go and say, oh, I felt uncomfortable, I felt like I didn't fit in. If they're surrounded by black people, it doesn't mean that racism affected their lives negatively. They're white. The same thing for colorism. Colorism can't actively work against your life if you are lighter skinned, you know what I mean? So for her to say that, I think that was kind of a mix-up. Maybe she didn't really understand what it really meant as a whole. I don't think that was the right way to say it, but I am happy, as I said, that she spoke up about how she felt not fitting into certain places. Now, as I said, Twitter took that and said that she said that that's the reason why she had not had as much success as other people in the music industry, and I don't think she said that. I think she was just reflecting on her life, because I actually went and looked at the fucking interview. She also made another good point when it comes to male artists, and I really don't like to use the word artist when it comes to some of you nursery rhyme having ass rappers, but the male artists in the industry can go up there and literally hop around the stage. They don't have to, they can mumble a bunch of dumb shit and they still pop off, you know what I mean? Their careers still end up going sky high. It happens more often with the males in the industry. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do, and that's what she was saying, like, for women to feel like they're competing all the time in the industry, and then men to get up there, sound the same, look the same, act the same, have the same trash ass lyrics that really don't be saying shit, to be honest. For them to be able to get up there and they can all pop off. Meanwhile, there are a lot of female musical artists who do not have that same power to do that. Is trash, and I agree with her when she says that. Women do have to work extra hard in whatever industry they're in, no matter what it is, to be seen as valid and to to be seen as just as talented as, if not more talented than these trash ass artists, male artists that are out here doing some dumb shit, you know, always getting their asses in trouble, not really saying anything of substance. So I agree with her in that aspect. Like, women in the industry are held to a different standard than men are, and it is what it is, because y'all faves have literally been out here fucking moonwalking, bitch, moonwalking for 50 years, bitch. I'm talking about, if it's an R&B male artist out here, bitch, they all of their asses want to be just like fucking Michael Jackson. All their asses are doing the same shit. You have these male rappers out here saying the same shit, acting the same way. Women have to be out here going to infinity and beyond, you know what I mean? That part, I completely agree with her when she says that. When she's specifically talking about, I think the article calls them fan tribes or whatever, and it makes it seem like there's no room for any other artist. I can see that up to a certain extent. She says, well, you know, if you're not Beyonce or Rihanna, then girl, you know, basically, no, the girls are not checking for you, whatever. I agree with that up to a certain extent. I agree that these artists have machines behind them that have managed to build them up and position them in the minds of their fans, so much so that they feel like, you know what, girl, this is the it girl. Whether you're for Beyonce, whether for Rihanna, they have established a brand that is so strong. And it's just like Apple, and that's what I'm saying, Tinashe. Like, yes, I agree to a certain extent, but girl, at the same time, it's about branding, girl. It's about branding. Look at these pictures, sis. What are you doing? What are you doing? Let's look at another one. What's going on here? You know what I mean? It looks like you literally took a Razr phone from 2006 and 7 and snapped a picture with a Lego Hot Wheels fucking toy in your mouth. You see what I'm saying? You need to ditch your entire team. Your entire team obviously does not see it for you. You need to ditch your entire team and start the hell over, okay? What are you saying? What are you saying? And by that, I mean, okay, let's take Nicki Minaj, for example. And her branding needs a whole other video in and of itself to talk about all the problems that came up with that. But I'm talking about, what are you saying? Nicki Minaj is saying stay in school. Nicki Minaj is saying she's the queen of rap. Nicki Minaj is saying I write all my fucking raps. You know what I mean? You know the certain thing. You associate Nicki Minaj with this, with these types of things. Okay, you associate Beyonce with, okay, black woman. She's been dragging misogyny and patriarchy for years. You know what I mean? You associate her with, she's able to sing and dance live. You associate Beyonce with certain things, and she's built on top of that, on top of that, on top of that for years and years and years, and that's why it's so strong. Take Rihanna, for example. You associate her ass with cute bops and twerking and weed and shit like that. You see, they have strong brand images. Tinashe, when I look at you, what are you saying? You know what I mean? Take that into account. I want to, do you know, when you sit down, who is your audience? Who are you talking to? And when you talk to these people, what exactly are you saying to them? I think that once you find that out, you'll be able to stack on top of that and build on top of that and create a brand that is positioned correctly in the minds of whoever you're trying to reach. As of right now, I'm not sure who you're trying to reach. I'm not sure what you're trying to do. And I think some people took me saying this on Twitter, saying like she needs to ditch her team, blah, blah, blah. She needs to think of something to make it stick. I think some people took that as me saying that she does not have any talent. I can have all the damn talent in the world. I think Tinashe is very fucking talented. One of the most, she can produce music, she can dance, she can sing. I think she's one of the most talented people out right now. I just don't think that she has a brand message that fucking sticks. It is what it is. Even Tyler, the Creator, has a brand message that sticks. He's just an odd kid out. He's weird as hell, and he says what the fuck he wants to. And as weird and uncomfortable as that makes me fucking feel, he still has an audience out there who's able to listen to what the hell he's saying. That shit is not for me, but it's for other people. I think that once Tinashe zooms in, she needs to ditch all these marketing people who obviously don't give a fuck about her. She needs to ditch all these people who have been whispering sweet nothings in her ear. And once she figures out who she wants to be in the public eye, then I think things will be a lot smoother for her. So honestly, Tinashe, I just think that you need to, first of all, keep working. Don't ever be discouraged, because it takes people a long time sometimes to figure out what the hell to do. You need also, as I feel like I've said it 3 times, but you need to find a new team who understand. Do you know what you want to do? Do you know what you want to say? As I said previously, when it comes to different brands and what they say and how they say it and who they present themselves to, do you know what message are you bringing to the girls? What are you presenting the girls? What is it that you can do that no one else can do as well as you can? And once you find that shit out, make sure you go on stage and give it to the girls. Make sure that you say that shit and make sure that you find a team, a label, whoever, who values that thing about you and will be able to push that. Because as of right now, girl, they are not giving you a fair shot. They really aren't. And I think it's gonna be very difficult when it comes to, I guess, how you feel the system is monopolized. I feel like that's what you're saying. But the girls have built up a strong ass brand. You see what I'm saying? Pepsi is not gonna be pressed to Coca-Cola because Coca-Cola's brand following is so strong and sickening. You know what I mean? Google's not gonna be pressed to the people who love iPhones or be pressed to Apple because people who love iPhones are not coming over to Google. You got to just find a way to be like, look, bitch, I'm that girl. And I know you have these other girls who are out here who are sickening. You have these Coca-Colas and Pepsis and Apples and shit like that. You have these Facebooks and shit like that. You have all these big brands, in other words, is what I'm saying. But girl, look, I'm that girl as well, and you're just gonna have to fucking deal. And just put your fucking foot on their necks. Like, girl, I feel like I know it sucks, but the more that you work, the more that you tell yourself, like, girl, I have something that the rest of these girls don't, and you advertise that something, I think that people will then start to see, okay, well, I can be a fan of Beyonce and Rihanna or whoever, but I also can be a fan of Tinashe because Tinashe gives me X that I can get from nowhere else. And once you find out what that X is, because I feel like you don't know what it is, girl, once you find out what that shit is, take off and go with it, bitch. I didn't even know, girl, that you were out here producing shit. I had to research that shit. You learned whole programs and shit so that you could produce your own mixtape and shit like that, girl. That is something sickening. I think that's amazing. So you need to position yourself like that girl, like I am that girl. Just like how you said, there are a lot of men in the studio. You need to, a sickening ass promo shoot would have been you in the studio with all these men surpassing their ass because you are that girl and you know these tools and how the studio works better than these men do in the studio. You know what I mean? Like, find a way to make sure that we know that you are that girl because Beyonce, Rihanna, Ciara, Alicia Keys, all them girls have done it and they found certain things that made them unique and they pushed it. So that's what I want you to do, Tinashe. I believe in you, girl. I believe in you, but you got to drop that team, honey. They are no good for your ass. On that note, I'm going to sit my ass down before one of y'all take off y'all shoes and throw it at me just like y'all did to Justin Bieber when he told y'all that he couldn't sing Despacito, bitch, because his ass is too lazy to learn it. Have a good goddamn evening.